EM thinks she can use the accessible parking because her child uses a stroller, complete with fainting when confronted by police. M. Backstory: I'm a young female with POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. From the outside, I look just like any other woman around my age. However, this has caused many encounters with entitled people when I use accessible seats, bathrooms, parking spots, etc. I made this little alert badge that says, I have an invisible disability called POTS. But of course, an EM won't care. I was looking for parking at the grocery store, and I saw somebody pull into an accessible spot without putting up their placard. No problem, it happens. In fact, 2 out of 3 times it turns out they just forgot and they are grateful that I reminded them. This entitled parent was that 1 out of 3. Excuse me? I said, parking in the accessible spot next to her. I think you forgot to put up your placard. EM glares at me while picking up her child. Her kid is about 3 years old. It's none of your business. Go away. Me, I just don't want you to get a ticket. The minimum fine in my area is $250. Pretty expensive for that EM to get a spot that's a bit closer to the door. I still don't suspect anything. EM, well, do you have a placard? You look perfectly healthy. Not this again. In the last story I posted here, an EM told me I didn't look disabled when I used the accessible bathroom. So I resort to my usual response, not everyone has a visible disability. I motion towards my alert badge. EM doesn't listen. How do I know that's not your grandma's permit? Young kids like you think you're so privileged and entitled to everything. Yes. I am so privileged to have expensive hospital bills, a heart rate of 130 plus every time I stand up, failure of my autonomic nervous system, and get judged by entitled people who think they are the handicap police. /S. One of the store employees comes over after hearing the commotion and gets a police officer. EM panics and tries to run inside the store. Police, excuse me, do you, the EM, have a handicap permit? EM says, well, no, but I have a child who uses a stroller. Then she glances at my alert badge and quickly says, wait, actually I have a disability, but I just forgot my placard. She proceeds to slowly falls backward onto her knees, then hips, then back with her hand over her forehead. Then she immediately stands up and says, see? I have POTS. I just fainted. I'm silently laughing at this point because 1. Fainting doesn't look like that, and 2. Standing up that quickly would probably cause a person with POTS to pass out again. By the way, POTS isn't just about fainting when you stand up for too long. Less than half of people with it faint regularly. I have only fainted a few times since I was diagnosed. The police officer quickly writes a ticket for her and EM leaves. Now I'm hoping her child won't grow up to be like her. TLDR, entitled mother parks in an accessible spot without a permit. Uses her, non-disabled, child as an excuse, and fake faints when confronted by police. Entitled parents let their kids loose in strangers' apartment. I had a set of entitled parents, strangers, visit my apartment to inspect a couch I'm selling. This couch has been kept in near original condition as I've known that I would soon be reselling it. The entitled parents brought their kid into my apartment and let him crawl all over the couch with his shoes on, which has left dirt marks on the fabric. The cherry on top, they didn't even end up buying the couch. Financial abuse. So I got my tax return today. I was planning on using it to pay off my credit card debt, but my mother is constantly having her hands out for my money even though I was the one who worked for it. This woman has stolen $2,700 from me before when I was 15. My tax return was only $1,200, but I owe $2,100 on my credit card because of some bad decisions I made. And I need a new mattress because my current one is broken and makes my back ache. My mother knows I can't afford to give but doesn't give a fuck. She lacks empathy. I really don't understand how she can treat her own child like an object and expect to be rewarded for it. The entitled parents brought their kid into my apartment and let him crawl all over the couch with his shoes on, which has left dirt marks on the fabric. The cherry on top, they didn't even end up buying the couch.